Hey guys, I just got back from the store. I got $100 worth of paint and supplies. This is what we're gonna use to paint the engine bay and the interior of the car. So it's gonna be a real budget paint job, and I'm sure I'm gonna be able to get a good quality paint job out of it. Let me fill you guys in for a second. So got to sand it down a bit, super cleaned it, acetone, got it ready. Just gonna throw some fucking Rust-Oleum, Loss Protective Enamel on top of it, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I tried painting the interior last night, but because it was so humid and below freezing, the paint didn't want to adhere correctly to the surface of the car. So it's currently starting to dry up after 12 hours. It's still not fully dry, but it's starting to dry up finally. And once it's dry, I'll probably sand it down, get it all roughed up. Yeah, I'll sand the new paint down slightly just to roughen it up, and then I'll paint it over again currently, because right now the humidity is less than 50. Last night it was at 100% humidity and it was 36 degrees in here, so we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. But in the meantime, I'm going to vacuum up the carpet and vacuum up the new seats. Probably not gonna restore them yet because I don't have any of the tough stuff or products that would take to restore the seats and carpet, but I'll at least try and keep myself busy while I'm waiting for paint to dry. See you guys. Found some tough stuff, so yeah, let's see if this restores this shit. I was thinking we're gonna have to dye this carpet, but honestly it's not that bad. I think if Amontes tries to clean this again, because he's the interior detail pro, he can probably get every single stain out. This is the best that I can do, and honestly for me it's fine, but I'm sure Amontes can get even perfect. I was thinking there'd be a lot worse, stains and stuff, and we have to just re-dye the carpet black, but I'm happy with it. I'm gonna do a similar process to these seats, where I'm first gonna vacuum them, and then I'm gonna do the tough stuff, and I'm gonna scrub them a bit and then vacuum again. I mean, it's cleaning up. I don't know how it looks on camera. The stains are out. Right now it's just soaked in the tough stuff and super clean, so I'm gonna have to wait for this to dry out. And I'm gonna wait to see how it looks when it dries, to see if it actually did work, or if it's just soaked and I can't see the stain because it's soaked, or if the product actually works. So we'll see how this looks, and I'll get back to you guys in a bit on it. Alright, so I forgot to press record, but here's one of the seats, how they look. It's still a little wet, but as you see, it cleaned up nicely. There's no stains, no tears, or anything, so I'm pretty happy with the purchase. I think they'll look good in the Civic. So I painted again. I didn't want to do it on camera just because I didn't want to get overspray on the camera, because the paint that I used, let me get a can of it. This stuff, it would overspray like crazy. Like normally sprayed paint doesn't overspray this far, but I could see it all the way over here. What I did quickly after spraying it, I took gasoline, put it in a rag, and then started to wipe off everything that I didn't want overspray on. This stuff over here I'm fine with. I'm gonna be putting carpet over it again. But yeah, this is how it looks in the back. It's not bad. Could always be better, but given that I'm painting this in the middle of the winter and it's 30 degrees outside with all that kind of snow, it's not that bad at all. I'll take it. Yeah. We're at the Home Depot. Let's see if we can get some metal for these brackets. Got the metal and also got a screw extractor that will hopefully make our job a lot easier when it comes to mounting the passenger bracket. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick little introduction to what I'm doing. I started this before, but I forgot the camera, so when I went out to go grab some metal to make the seat brackets, that's what I'm doing. I'm making seat brackets to mount this into the EF. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to say. I'm gonna be making some seat brackets. They're gonna be kind of custom. I'm trying to be using the OEM seat sliders, but I wanted to do it in a way that it's still safe and like pretty legit, not just like some ghetto rigging, drilling holes and bolting it through. So I tried a couple different methods and I found one that I think will work, and hopefully it will work, and I'll show you how to do it. All right, so this is what I was up to before I went out and brought my camera. So I took the OEM sliders off the OEM seats. I drilled out these like brackets over here that are on them, and there's another one right here. So these two brackets I got rid of. Costed me a lot of drill bits, a lot of broken drill bits everywhere. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that new sheet metal that I bought. It's pretty long, I don't have it, it's over there. That's what she said. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run it from here to here and here to here, and then we can bolt the seat to those brackets that go like that, because these seats are wider than where the bracket mounting locations are on the seats. But hopefully the metal that I bought is thick enough and is strong enough, but if not, then we'll do some maybe triangles or some kind of like braces to make sure that the seats are very sturdy and put into place. So hopefully this works, because there's like no seat brackets for the EF on the market. The only ones would be like by Planted, and they're I think $150 or $200 each. Fuck that. That's way more than the seats costed, both of them together. So yeah, I'm gonna put you guys in time-lapse mode. Okay, it's all prepped. All I'm doing is just taking off the rust and any paint to get it ready to be welded. All right, so I got the brackets all cut up in place, kind of how I want it, but now I need to make sure, do I need them closer, do I need them farther, or what? So, this came on the racing seats for the, whatever car I was on. I'm not gonna be using these just because I have this, and I want the seat probably to be lower to the ground, not higher, just because I'm tall and I want to hit my head on the ceiling. But I know that the bolts on the seats use this hole and this hole. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place it there. I can see that's in between that, and that's in between that. So it's actually perfect how it's sitting right now. So over here it's good, over there it's good. Or no, gotta tweak that a little bit. There we go. It's good. And yeah, and that's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to run some beads around here, around here, around here, everywhere that we can underneath here, and hopefully it'll be strong enough. Where the fuck are the damn pliers? Alright, so I'm not a professional welder, but I've done a little bit using flux core, so no gas. It's probably not going to be pretty, but it'll do. Oh, fuck. Welder's not set up. Play with the settings. Alright, I'm gonna give you guys a closer look at this. Okay. So, here's how these welds are looking so far. As I said, I'm not professional, but I'd say those look pretty solid. Doesn't look too much like a booger weld. This was a tack weld. This side was a tack weld where the welder wasn't set up properly. And over here is once I set it up twice, it's starting to look kind of nicer. Starting to get a little bit of dimes. This is all with flux core. We can see that the color changing over here is because of a good penetration, and it's pretty solid on this side. So now to do the same on the other. The welder I'm using is a Yes welder. It's the MIG 205 DS. I recommend it for beginners. It's affordable and it can do a lot. I'm not sponsored by them, but if they want to sponsor me, then I wouldn't say no to that. So yeah, all right. Then we get the other side of that bracket welded up, and yeah. I'd say those are good welds. On to the front. So, I'm not a professional by any means, but at least they're not booger welds, right? I'd say they look alright for a flux core. Flux core welding. Yeah. They're pretty solid. So, now I gotta do the bracket for the other side. Fun. Alright. Guess who forgot to press record? This guy. Anyway, the previous owner left me a nice present. It was a stripped bolt in the seat bracket right here. When I went to Home Depot, I picked up one of these spiral screw extractors, and I was able to take this out. So now that we got one problem out of the way, we have the second problem right here, which is that there's no thread, and it's a big ass hole. So yeah, that goes there, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I think I might have to drill a hole on this side and then run a bolt and a nut, or weld this in. But welding it in, I think, would actually be the ghetto option because you can't remove your seat then. So, what I just did now, I'm not sure if you guys can see on the camera, I'm going to pick you guys up and show you, but these pieces of metal are a little shorter than these ones, so there are holes right here for where the original seats or something would mount there. I think it's actually where the rivets were, from those little brackets that we took off. So when I do a straight weld, I can't do a straight weld, so what I'm doing is I'm stitching it. So I'm going here, I'm doing here, and then I'm doing here. And then what I'm doing is I'm going back and I'm filling in the holes. You don't really have to fill in the holes, I'm just doing it because it looks nicer. So yeah. It's also good practice. Okay, this is what I'm talking about right here, where there's a break in the metal. So, yep, that's how the welds look so far. And yeah. Well, the welder doesn't want to work. Alright, so as you guys saw, the welder didn't want to weld anymore. So what I did was, I took apart the, I guess this is called like the gun part, right here. And let me see if I can somehow steady this camera. And what I did was, I noticed that this switch right here got a little dirty. So what I did was, with my finger, I just cleaned up the connections. And now, look at this. If I can somehow get the camera to cooperate. But if I press it, it feeds. So hopefully it works now. So, if you're trying to like repeat this at home and you don't have a welder, what you could also do is, instead of welding it, is you can drill holes through it, and you should be able to put maybe like kind of like a smaller like bolt and nut, and it should be good. So yeah, that's how you make your bracket. So instead of spending $200 for each bracket, you can go to Home Depot, get $20 worth of sheet metal, and make it yourself. So it's not completely done yet. We still have to drill the holes out for the seat to bolt to, and we need to paint this thing. But it's late right now, and I'll do that tomorrow. See you guys. Okay, so here are the brackets. Currently drilling out the holes for the seat to mount to. So a couple holes there. The holes right here. And yep. I already did the driver's seat and it works. Mounts good, sturdy. So now I'm just doing the passenger one. Alright, let's see if this is good. Alright, there are the seat brackets. Not that hard to make, pretty sturdy, and I'm happy with it. Alright, so it's pretty cold inside, so it's going to take a while for it to dry up, but painting it flat black. Looks kind of glossy right now because it's wet, but should flatten up and look pretty good. In one color, they look pretty legit, so I'm pretty happy with that. Over there, I'm just painting some Mustang parts, the pulley, and yeah. So I'm gonna have a fun time watching paint dry.